All right, we are live on YouTube, and today we're going to be discussing, are you a copycat, and how this affects all aspects of your life. So stick around for all of that and much, much more that's coming right. Whoa! From Northern California, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. And after you bang that bell, when that pop-up box pops up, make sure you select all notifications, because that way you won't miss a single thing. You will not miss anything when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. And also make sure on your smartphone, your tablet, your iPhone, your Android, or anywhere that you have the YouTube app installed on, you must also make sure that the YouTube app is set to receive those notifications at a device level. Do all of that, and you are good to go. Look who's in the house. Happy 4th of July to you, Stephanie Elias, aka Super Steph. Hey, it's great to see you. Queen Helen Casey's in the house. Happy Independence Day to you as well. Happy 4th, however you want to say it. Mutt Nuts World, formerly known as, or the artist formerly known as Mutt Nuts Reviews. Happy Independence Day to you as well. A happy 4th of July. I hope you've all had a great day so far. I know, I believe most of you ladies, if not all of you ladies, are on the East Coast. So it is 7:51 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and it is only 4:51 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time in my neck of the woods. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, here in beautiful, sunny Northern California. And I love it. I love it. I love it. And folks, I'm not going to be on too terribly long today, because I'm going to be heading over to see my family in a little bit. We're going to have some dinner and watch the fireworks and spend some time with them, and then come back home and rest, get some more R&R so I can come back and produce more content for you folks as well. All right, let me do this before I get to this topic and share with you what inspired me to do this topic today. Let me first make sure that the notification went out. Yes, it did. And let me check the back end of the stream. The stream health is looking good. Excellent stream status. We're looking fantastic. Okay, we are good. We're doing well. Let's get to the chat here so I can get through this material, because it's a very interesting topic that will definitely help get you on track to accomplish whatever it is you want to accomplish in your life. That's what I do here as a life coach. I share my success tips that have worked for me and helped me overcome barriers that were preventing me from becoming successful. And this topic here today, are you a copycat? How this affects all aspects of your life is critical. It's crucial. And I learned a lot about this topic when I first became a self-employed entrepreneur, probably a little over 12, closer to 13 years ago, when I first got my insurance licenses for my day job, and I started networking my business and started doing in-person networking. So I learned a lot about standing out, etc. And I'll explain more about that as the show goes on. But let me get the chat here real quick and see what the chat is saying. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Let's see here. Stephanie Ellis, aka Super Steph. Hello. Hey, Steph. Welcome to the show once again. Glad to have you here. We've missed you, but I know you've probably been pretty busy. Mutt Nuts World says, hey, Stephanie Sissy, Queen Helen Casey, with the usual. Love that, Queen. Love that, Queen. Hello, Eli. Smash the like button for Eli. Hey, Queen, how's it going? Queen says hello, Mutt. Mutt says, hey, Queen. Stephanie Ellis, a.k.a. Super Step, says happy 4th. And Mutt Nuts World says happy 4th. Then we got some trolls coming in here. Gotta love the trolls. Gotta love the trolls, don't you? Yeah, the trolls don't take holidays off, Queen, Mutt, and Stephanie. Or Steph. Yeah, just, you know how to handle them. Let's see. Mutt Nuts World says, my town fireworks are tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. I will be live streaming them. Okay, I want to definitely be there for that. Please keep making us aware of that behind the scenes through the private hangout chat we have for the moderators, Mutt. And Mutt, if you put up that live event like later tonight or by tomorrow morning, and you send me that link, I would be happy to share that on my community tab. Now, you'll get some good people there. You might also get some trolls, but I think we know how to handle the trolls. I think most of us are moderators on your channel as well. We can help you mod your channel if you'd like. So, yeah, let us know. So, Mutt Nuts World, tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, will be live streaming her town's fireworks, which are happening tomorrow on July 5th, not today. Okay. And by the way, ladies, feel free to share your channel links in the chat because, YouTube removed the go to channel feature. And unless you have the Chrome extension that I have, people are not able to check out your channel. So please feel free to share your channel links as often as you like. You have my blessing to do so. Let's see. Stephanie Ellis, aka Super Steph, says, Mutt, did you fix your issue with your streaming? I know you had issues with it last time you went live. And Mutt says, yeah, sissy, I figured it out. That's great. If you ladies need any help, I'm a master at live streaming on mobile and on my laptop. So if you need any help live streaming or with anything, I'd be happy to help you ladies out behind the scenes. I appreciate you ladies being great moderators, and I'm happy to help you with anything that you need that's possible, free of charge because, we have a great relationship and that's what it's all about. We're collaborative partners as well. All right, let's see. Stephanie Ellis, aka Super Steph, says, that's good. I'll be there, Mutt. So will I. We're going to be moderating those trolls for you, Mutt, and enjoying the beautiful content. Queen Helen Case says, no, we don't like trolls. That's true, Queen. We don't. That's not the only problem with the trolls, Queen Helen Casey. It's not that we only don't like them. They don't like or love themselves. That's why they're trolls. They have to project their insecurities onto people like us. That's why they're trolls. Trolls are insecure people. You know that, right? I don't have to get into that again, right? We don't need to go into that. Anyway, Mutt Nuts World says, I will. Okay, thank you, Mutt. And Mutt shared her channel link. Stephanie or Steph and Queen, please feel free to share your channel links as well. Or Mutt, if you want to do them a favor, feel free to do it. No big deal. Mutt Nuts World says, it was a issue with my phone saying rotate my screen. All right. Well, I'm glad that you got it all sorted out there, Mutt. All right, let's get right to it. 21 in the box. Thank you so much for being here once again. Happy Independence Day, everybody. Glad that you could all join me here for this brief stream today. The background today is a picture of a cracked flag. Do you see that, Queen? It is a picture of a cracked flag. Now, let me ask you, ladies out there, or anyone else that's in the chat that's not chatting yet, why do you think I used an image of a cracked flag in my background today? Well, now, while you ladies are answering, I want to make it very, very clear, in case anyone's wondering, how I get my images from my backgrounds and stuff like that. Well, I get my images from a site that's called Pixabay. And Pixabay has royalty-free pictures and backgrounds to use that are also legally allowed to be used for commercial purposes, and they do not require attribution. Now, you can give attribution if you want, and I'm going to start doing that more so in my descriptions when I get a chance, because I want to, give the creators of these images a plug. But I get my images from Pixabay and other sites that are completely royalty-free, and they allow commercial usage. You want to make sure that any images that you use are royalty-free and you can also use them for commercial usage as well. So Pixabay, Pixabay.com, I believe is what it is. It's a great site, and I want to thank their contributors for these wonderful images, including this one here today, the cracked flag. I think it's pretty interesting, don't you think? Now let's go to the chat and see what they're saying. The dummies already got both of my channels. What are you talking about, Queen, when you say the dummies got both of your channels? Are you talking about the trolls? Can you be a little more specific, Queen? I love it when you speak out, but I want to make sure I understand, completely what you're saying. So please be more specific. Stephanie Ellis, aka Superstep, says, you used a cracked flag to show that the nation is separating with looting and hate. Well, that's a great assessment there. And that's a part of it. But let me go into it and explain why I use a cracked flag. Because like I've been mentioning for the past several weeks now, maybe even the past few months, that this year, the beginning of 2020, the first 6 months of 2020, has been the worst start to any year since I've been alive. I was born in 1973, and between 1973 and now 2020, we have experienced quite a lot of things, but nothing such as the things we've experienced here at the beginning of 2020 for the first 6 months. And I felt that this cracked flag really designates where our country is at, and probably the rest of our world, but I'm going to only focus on our country where we live in here. I know all of you ladies in the chat are here in the U.S. with me. But this definitely states that, hey, we've got cracks in the system. The system is flawed, and it's not working as best as it could work. Now, are cracks able to be repaired? Absolutely. Absolutely, because, all I'd have to do is get another image from Pixabay and, put a nice picture of an uncracked flag, and then we're done, right? So if you've ever seen cracks on the street, on the road, what happens when the cracks start getting pretty big? Well, the workers come out there and they patch them up. They put some cement in there. They fill in the cracks. They smooth it out, and then it's like brand new again. So we could easily fix all of these cracks. But in order to do that, we've all got to start to work together. We've all got to start to believe in each other, and we all have to stop attacking each other for stupid reasons. And when I say stupid reasons, I'm talking about, racism, hate, etc., things like that. Being discriminatory. We got to stop being discriminatory. We have to look at each person out there as an individual, regardless of their race, sex, age, national orientation, and even sexual orientation as well. People are people. And if we can all learn to accept each other for who we are, we can all better work together to make this place here where we live in the U.S. or even the entire world a better place. Now, that's a big dream. Those are big words, but that's where my head and heart's at. So maybe the more and more we talk about this, more and more people can have that same attitude. And once it spreads like a wildfire, with this positive message, maybe it'll make a difference to patch up all these cracks. We definitely need to start doing something before it gets worse. Because what happens if it continues to crack? It's going to fall apart and will no longer exist. And I never want to see our country, let alone this world, not exist. Anyway, let's go back to the chat here real quick, and then I'm going to share the story that inspired me to do this topic here today. Let's see. Mutton Nuts World says, I am using a site called mixkit.co. It is all free to use on YouTube. Salman Jeffrey did a video about it. Okay. Yeah, you want to also make sure, especially if you're a monetized channel, you want to make sure that you're using images that are royalty-free and commercial. You're allowed to use it for commercial purposes. A lot of images that are royalty-free allow you to use them for personal use, such as a wallpaper on your, desktop of your computer, right? And stuff like that. But they don't allow you to use these images for commercial purposes, such as YouTube thumbnails, YouTube backgrounds for, your live streams, etc. And, I've talked to many creators about this, and, I've seen other videos on YouTube, what happens to creators when they accidentally use images on their thumbnails or backgrounds that are royalty free but don't allow commercial usage. Basically, the creators, if they find out about them, they will contact the person and ask them to remove it before they get it removed through YouTube. So that's the way it typically works. So just wanted to share a little feedback regarding that, because even though I'm still technically YouTube certified, I'm not allowed to put the logo on the bottom left of my screen anymore. And I haven't really talked a lot about YouTube lately, but I still want to provide value for people that are aspiring small YouTubers and help in any way possible. All right, let's see. Muttonut's World says it is all royalty free, moving video, images, music, and templates that can be used on YouTube, and you do not have to give to mix it, meaning you don't have to give attribution, which is great. We should give attribution as much as possible, but sometimes we forget on accident. And if something requires attribution and you don't put it, you can still be in violation of copyright. So you got to be very careful with that. Muttonut's World furthermore says she did a video saying you can use any of it in YouTube, Zoom, Instagram, and a few others. Fantastic. Okay, great. Excellent. Fantastic. I see my numbers fluctuating, up and down, plus minus 4. It looks like my super troll is out there probably thumbing me down right now. How you doing today, sir? Happy 4th of July to you and your family. Happy Independence Day to you as well. All right, so today's stream is called Are You a Copycat? How this affects all aspects of your life. So what inspired me to talk about this? Well, I got to tell you, as much as I don't like the trolls out there and the sock accounts, the fake accounts, sometimes these people will make a comment on your channel and share a link. And whenever anyone shares a link on your channel, it goes into your held for review box or your spam filter, right? But you still get the link, right? And a lot of times I don't approve most of these messages because I don't want to give any notoriety to the information they're sending me. I don't want to give these creators they're making me aware of regarding what they're doing any notoriety. But, if I can see the link is a real link, I'll check it out for a second out of curiosity, just for a split second, and see what's going on, right? And yesterday, I got a message in my Health for Review box where somebody shared a link about, I guess, someone that used to simulcast my live streams out here on YouTube that is no longer simulcasting me, but has created a channel to parody me. And I'm not going to give you the full name of this channel, but the channel starts off with the title, A Grip on Reality, Life Coach. And then he mentions his name. I'm not going to put his name out there. I'm sure he's watching me right now because this guy is also obsessed with me. And he basically, likes to talk about me all day, every day and mimic my content, right? So I clicked on this link for a split second. I was watching for a minute or two. And this guy basically bought a similar hat like the one I have. It was wearing like a polo shirt. And basically, I think he put a fake beard on. I don't think it's a real beard he has. I don't think he can even grow a real beard like myself. Okay. But in essence, he was trying to mimic me. He's trying to parody me. All right. I'm like, okay. What is that? A term of endearment there? Like, should I be flattered by that? Like, wow, somebody would rather create a parody channel and focus more of their energy doing parodies on me than working on their main channel with 800 subs getting a few hundred more subscribers, getting the watch time required to get monetized and get monetized. He would rather focus on parodying me than working on his main channel and trying to make something out of himself. Instead, he feels the need to talk about me all the time. Pretty pathetic, but it's rather comical, to be honest with you. So in essence, he's being a copycat. Now, why do I feel he's being a copycat? Well, when he met me, he also met all of my trolls and haters. And after I realized that, he wasn't the right fit for my channel and he started attacking me, I removed him. So he basically ended up joining my haters and trolls on a crusade of attacking me. And now because he sees there's an audience for that and he gets more traction, talking about me than doing his regular content, that's why he's focusing on it. But how's this going to affect his future? How's it going to affect his life? How's it going to affect him from becoming the real YouTuber that I thought he wanted to become? Well, as long as he continues focusing, his stuff on me, which is fine. I could care less if he does parodies on me all the time. Now, this guy, was simulcasting, meaning rebroadcasting my live streams as I was broadcasting them live over the past several months on 4 different channels. I took him down for copyright 4 different times. So apparently he's tired of, going down for copyright, and he just got his main channel back that I took down for copyright 90 plus days ago. And I briefly saw a clip of him saying, 90 days is a long time. I'm never going to put myself in that position again. Well, I'm glad you learned that, sir. I'm sure you're watching me. I'm glad you learned that, hey, if you steal my content, I'm going to take you down for copyright every single freaking time. If anyone steals my content, I'm going to take you down for copyright every single time. Now, if you do a fair use review on me, I can't do anything about that. Fair use is fair use, but most of you folks are not using my content under fair use. You're playing long clips of it and making no commentary. So it's real easy for me to submit a DMCA, Digital Millennium Copyright Act, copyright takedown notice to YouTube, and literally within an hour, it gets taken down. So yeah, this guy got tired of me taking him down, so now he's doing parodies of me. And he's taking it one step further. This is how much of a copycat he is. I don't know how he does it, whether he watches my stream at the same time, whether he is listening to my stream and then, rebroadcasting it out in his words to his audience. But he basically is saying what I'm saying almost word for word. I watched maybe 4 or 5 minutes of one of his, shows that he did. And I'm sitting there and like, wow, okay, it's one thing. It's one thing for you to dress the role of me, right? And then it's another thing for you to almost verbatim say exactly what I'm saying. I've got to say, it's one of the most pathetic things that I've ever seen. So again, this is something, hey, look, if you want to do a parody channel, that's fantastic. But if you're going to do parody, okay, at least you want to focus your parody on something that a broader audience would consider viewing. Because I'm not the biggest YouTuber yet, okay, because I don't have the biggest audience, this guy's audience is limited to whatever my audience has, right? Where do you think you would get more benefit from if you're going to do a parody channel? A channel that has 1 million subscribers or a channel that has 4,000 subscribers? What do you think? So he has a limited audience of 50 to 100 people. He typically will get 20 to 30, maybe 40 people on his streams every so often. And he's making no money doing it. So, yeah, that's something, in my opinion, that I would not suggest wasting your time on. I understand maybe the guy's frustrated that I removed him from my channel and he's holding on to resentment and he wants revenge. But seriously, I mean, he's a grown-ass 52-year-old man. I mean, shouldn't you just say, hey, okay, didn't work out, let's move on and focus on ourselves? No. He would prefer to act like a little kid, like a little boy. and continue playing games. So that is that. All right. So, another thing, another instance of where you don't want to be a copycat. Okay. I talk a lot about dating on this channel. I'm a business and personal relationship coach. Okay. Life coach. If you're a guy and you're putting yourself out there to find the right woman to have a life with, to date, right? Okay. Do you feel using the same old pickup line that every guy uses is going to work? Do you feel saying something that every woman's heard 100, 1,000, maybe 100,000 times is going to work? Or it's going to just bore them and repel them because they've heard the same old shit from a different guy on a different day, right? Or maybe they hear it 10 times a day from 10 different guys, right? Okay. So if you're approaching women and you're a copycat and you go out there and you use the typical lines that maybe a pickup artist would teach you to use, it's not going to work, especially in the modern world. Try it out. It's not going to work. It's hard enough getting a woman's attention nowadays if you do everything perfect. And nobody's perfect, but if you did everything right, and even if you do everything right, women are still going to do what's called a shit test and test you, right? Part of their shit test is going to be, is this guy going to tell me the same thing that every other guy has told me? Is this guy going to be a copycat? Is this guy just saying whatever he can to try to get in my pants for a little while and then want nothing to do with me, right? Okay? So how do you handle that? You want to stand out. You want to be different. You want to be unique. You want to approach it differently. Okay? How do I approach things differently? Okay, if I use online dating, I just make them aware of what I'm looking for. Hey, my name is Eli. You have a great profile I just came across. I'd love to get to know you. We seem to have similar interests. If you're interested in talking further, let me know, right? Now, if you're in person, it might be a different story. Okay, when you're in person and you see women around as a man, or if you see men around as a woman, you don't know if someone's single or with someone, right? You don't know the type of person they are. So how do you approach people in person? Very simple. Hey, how's it going today? Good. How are you doing? Oh, I'm doing quite well. Had a long day at work and just kicking back at this beautiful bar or whatever, right? You want to have a simple conversation. If you see an attractive woman, the last thing you want to do is hit on her, ask her too many questions in that situation. Just kick back and relax, right? Make your introduction and then just go on, talk with the bartender, talk with other, guys and gals around there. Don't focus on just one person. Just be out there and be yourself and be social. And don't try to focus on that one woman and use every pickup line in the book that every other man's used to try to get her out of that bar as quickly as possible, back to your place and in your bed, right? It's just not going to work nowadays. And, it really never worked that well in the past. Maybe it worked a little bit better in the past, but nowadays women have become a lot more smart on how to see these situations. Okay, let me check out the chat here real quick. If you folks have any questions in the chat, get them in there right now, regardless of what they are, because I'm not going to be on too much terribly longer. It's probably only going to be a 45-minute stream because there's not a whole lot to talk about. So yeah, just be unique, be different, stand out. Don't come off weak, needy, desperate, insecure. Okay? Any woman that you see, whether she's hot or not, even if she's hot, she just wants to be treated like a regular woman, right? If you give her too much attention, you're basically validating something she already knows. And it's not going to be anything special to her, right? But if you're the one dude that goes in there and says, hey, how you doing? Or you say hi to everyone. Hey, how you doing? I'm Eli. Nice to meet you. Hey, how you doing? I'm Eli. Nice to meet you, right? And you just kick back and relax, and you're laid back, and you don't try to hit on her, In some cases, she may wonder, wow, this dude didn't try to hit on me. He just said hi. He was friendly, just being cool, laid back. She might turn to you and say, hey, what'd you say your name is again? Oh, my name is Eli. Oh, yeah. What is your name again? Oh, Jill. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. How's your day going? At that point, you can start going into that kind of shit, right? How's your day going? Make it simple, right? And elevate up to a more, more intriguing type of conversation. But take it at her pace and be cool and don't expect anything. You want to come up like you're laid back and you're not affected by the outcome one way or another. You're not fazed whether she stops talking with you or keeps on talking with you, right? Okay? That's the right way to look at it. But if you're a copycat, and do what every other guy does, you're going to be immediately dismissed. It's over, right? Now, if you do everything right, like I said, you still may not get the chance, but, at least you'll have some chance. If, you do it the wrong way, like everyone else, you'll have zero chance. Zero chance. Okay. So those are a few examples of copycats. Now, I want to share one more aspect here of what I learned regarding this over the past 12 to 13 years that I've been an entrepreneur. Because when you're an entrepreneur, okay, especially when you first start off and you start a new business, you don't have the resources or the money to hire people to help you with marketing, sales, and other aspects. You basically do everything yourself. So you learn how to be your own marketing department. You learn how to be your own salesperson. You learn everything on what it takes to properly run a business. And when I first started networking, when I got my insurance licenses over 12 years ago, almost 13 years ago, when I first started networking at networking events to get business and to also meet other entrepreneurs to create a referral base back and forth, I kept hearing one thing. I'd go to many events and I would listen to a bunch of public speakers that were teaching, ways to market as a sole proprietor, as an entrepreneur. And when I say sole proprietor, I mean, you're not a corporation. You're an individual. It's your own business, but you're the only one that works for your business right now. So, a lot of these public, speaking gigs were catered towards marketing, how to market as a sole proprietor entrepreneur, right? And I kept hearing one thing. These people would come out and say, and then I did my own presentations on this. I did a lot of public speaking on the same topics, in the years after that. I kept hearing one thing. There are a lot of people that may be doing the same thing you're doing. I was an insurance broker. There's so many insurance brokers out there. A lot of them, right? A lot of competition. So why should people buy from me instead of buying from someone else that does the exact same thing and sells the exact same product, right? What is the difference if they buy from me or someone else doing the same thing? The difference is I stand out. It starts off with your marketing. When you go to networking events, if you look exactly the same as everyone else, right? You tend to, blend in and not get noticed. But what if you start going to networking events and you do what most people used to not do at networking events? I started wearing hats. I didn't wear hats initially at networking events. I would show off my beautiful bald head. I'm not afraid to show that off. I'm happy with what I've got. But wearing these cool hats really stands out because it's noticeable. Because what's the first thing people typically, see when they approach you or you approach them? It's eye contact. They look at your head, they look at your face, your head, and they notice your hat, right? And if you're wearing a hat, how much more noticeable is somebody wearing a hat from across the room than someone not wearing a hat, right? When you have a bunch of heads that have hair or bald heads compared to having a hat, it's noticeable, right? And what happened when I started wearing hats at these networking events? I got approached 5 times as often. I was noticed 5 times more. Hey, cool hat. Where'd you get that hat, right? Oh, I got it here, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I can send you the information by email. Yeah, hey, you want to get to know each other and see if we can possibly work on something? Sure. Create a referral base. I refer you clients, you refer me clients. That's how it happens. So standing out is important. If you're a copycat and you do the exact same things that everyone else is doing, you're not going to stand out. Another thing, excuse me 1 second, I got to clear my throat. Okay, we should be back. All right, make sure that we're back. All right. Yes, we are. All right. I lost my train of thought. Let me remember where I left off. I was talking about marketing. So standing out, being different, being unique is going to make all the difference. Again, if you're a copycat, you're not going to get as noticed or noticed at all. Now I remember what I was going to say. When I first used to go to business networking events, I used to wear a nice suit. I've got a bunch of nice suits in my closet. I haven't put them on in a while. I'll tell you why. And I don't know if I'll ever put them on again. Maybe every now and then I might wear them. But let me tell you, when I switched from wearing suits to wearing something more business casual, kind of like what I wear out here on my YouTube channel when I do videos. Now, not everything I wear is business casual. Sometimes I'll wear a workout outfit, but this is YouTube. This is not in-person stuff, right? But right now, this shirt I'm wearing is something that I would wear at a networking event. This hat is something I would wear, right? This is called business casual, okay? I started to make the switch from wearing suits to dumbing down a little bit to business casual. Not completely casual, but not overly professional. Business casual. And when I started doing that, I got more noticed. People loved my outfits. They would compliment me on what I was wearing. And they started approaching me even more. You see, folks, part of the game in life is having chances to accomplish what you want to accomplish. Now, just because you get those chances doesn't mean those chances or opportunities are always going to pan out. But if you get no chances or no opportunities, or no one's approaching you, or you're not approachable, and people don't allow you to approach them, you're not going to get anywhere. But let me tell you something. Whether you're afraid to approach people or not, if you stand out in the ways that I mentioned, you're not going to have to worry about approaching people. Even though you shouldn't be afraid to do it, you're not going to have to worry about approaching people because they're going to be coming to you because you just stand out that much. Give me just 1 second here. All right. Queen Ellen Case says, smash the like button for Eli. All right. So that's just another story right there. I learned that one of the best ways to be successful in the real world outside of YouTube, when I was marketing in person for my insurance business, I go to networking events, is standing out. Now, the final thing I want to talk about, we're going to go back to the YouTube aspect for digital marketing, because nowadays, most entrepreneurs are either running their business 100% digitally online, which is not a bad thing, but even the others that have an in-person aspect of their business are also marketing online. So everyone, whether they have an in-person aspect of their business or not, is also marketing online. So how much do you think standing out is even more important online than offline? How much greater is your potential reach and your capacity online compared to offline? In person, I went to some events where there are, a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand people, right? And you may say it's a lot of people. It is. But what's your potential reach out here on YouTube, for example, and Google? Over 2 billion people? Who doesn't use YouTube or Google, right? And because, even though in my opinion, there really is no competition, because if you stand out enough, you're going to be so unique, no one's going to be able to compete with you. Technically, there is competition, but it's all in your mindset, right? I'm just trying to get you to think in the right mindset. But there's so much competition out here on YouTube, for example. And there's more than likely a bunch of people doing the same thing that you're doing. So how are you going to get the views, subscribers, and make your business successful when there are a bunch of people already doing what you do? You've got to stand out. You've got to be unique. You've got to put your own spin on it. In some way or another, or one way or another, anything everyone does has probably at some point been done by someone else. And that doesn't make you a copycat. What makes you a copycat is doing that same thing that they're doing in the same industry, but copying them close to, if not 100%. Copying them verbatim. You can learn information from other people and put your own spin on it and create your own unique message and platform. And that's going to allow you to stand out amongst everyone else that's doing the exact same thing or in the same industry that you're in, right? And that's one thing that I didn't really understand practically at all until I got into my early 30s and became a self-employed entrepreneur. When you become a self-employed entrepreneur and you're your own marketing agency and selling agency, you sell your own products, you market your own products, you're your own entity, you're only employed. You have no choice but to learn how to do these things. But I will tell you this. When you learn all this through the business world, it also helps your personal world. Because what I've also learned throughout this whole experience in being an entrepreneur, what I've learned regarding standing out in my business life, I've also learned how to stand out in my personal life. And that has tremendously helped me, in my dating world. Now, have I had the greatest luck in dating? No, I've met some great women. I've had some great relationships. I'm not complaining about it. But had I not learned how to stand out, the great relationships I had in the past would have never happened. I was able to attract those women because of how different I was compared to maybe 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 100 other guys they may have been talking with through online dating at that point. Folks, I got to tell you something. Standing out, being unique, being yourself, being your own individual is absolutely crucial. This affects all aspects of your life. It really does. Okay, and if you're somebody, well, let me say one more thing here, because I remember I'm not going to mention this content creator's name, and if this person still even watches my content, this person may not even remember saying this. Maybe this person will. Who knows? But this person was saying at one point, I don't understand how Eli comes up with new topics every day. He always has something new to talk about. I may not like what he does or how he presents it, but he always comes up with new topics. Like I struggle to come up with a topic every day. And when I heard him say that, I was like, okay. So because he has that mindset that he's not capable of finding interesting topics to discuss each and every day, and I just banged my pop filter. Give me a second here. Sorry about that. I get a little excited at times. All right, I think we are. I got to get in the right position so it has the best sound, and it filters out the P's, the air, right? So anyway, getting back to this guy. Okay, he's struggling to come up with topics, and he wonders how I do it, right? And I started thinking, okay, what's really going on? And he would always resort to going back to drama because the drama would get him the views. He would do live streams and pre-recorded videos to cater to a pre-existing drama audience that's limited, right? Okay. And I believe back then I did a response video to him. Queen Helen Casey says, people need to think outside the box. You're right, Queen. You're right. It's all in your mindset. It's all how you see yourself. So, I did a response video to this person that's no longer available on YouTube. I took it down. This was a while back. I think this was even on my former channel, if I remember. And I wanted to be honest with him. I wanted to tell him what I think is going on. And I said, you may not like what I have to say, and it may offend you, but I truly want to help you because you're not a dumb dude. You're a smart dude. But you don't have a lot of faith in yourself. If you limit your belief that, there's not a whole lot of content for you to talk about, then that's what's going to happen. But if you go out there and say, you know what, this is what I love to do. I love talking about this. I love talking about that. If you have that positive attitude and you enjoy your life and you love yourself, there's an endless amount of topics and content to talk about, to discuss. So I tried to help this person out. I tried to tell him that how you see yourself is affecting you from being able to talk about things that you'd be able to talk about and figure out topics to talk about if you saw yourself differently. And instead of seeing that in a positive way, which it was intended to, be a positive thing, he took that as an insult. And then he started attacking me. And then he went back to doing this drama content and did a reaction to my video that was legitimately trying to help him out. So, folks, look, the easiest way to stand out is to be yourself. Because every single person out there is an original. There aren't two people alike in this world. Even twins are not exactly alike. They look very similar, but they're not exactly alike. There's always a few identifiable things that can differentiate even twins, right? So we are all unique people when we come out of our mother's womb. We're all original people. And if we learn to love who we are, there are so many original things we can put out into this world, including content, and there will never be anything to talk about. I tell you folks, lately on this channel here, and for the time being, I've decided that I'm just going to do a few short streams and discuss topics like these and some pre-recorded videos and discuss topics like these and not really make them overly fancy or read blogs or anything like that. I'm going to speak from my heart. I want people to get to know me. I don't want to do the same old thing that other people are doing. I want to stand out. I want to be different. And this is one way where I stand out. I don't need a teleprompter. I don't have a teleprompter here. I actually do have one. I made one years ago when I started my first channel. I used it one time for my intro video on my former channel. I never used it again. I don't need a teleprompter. I just need myself and my camera and my microphone. Because that's as unique as it gets. That's as real as it gets. And folks, that's what people are craving for content. All right, so let me just read the chat one more time and I'm going to get out of here. We are at 50 minutes right now. Muttonnuts World says, I'm always thinking outside the box. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. So we're going to leave 24 people in the box. We're going to get on out of here. I got to go and, get ready to hang out with my family and have some dinner with my family. I haven't seen them in a while, and watch the fireworks. Then come back to my place and get some rest and get ready for a great day tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to do an earlier stream and maybe even get some other content out as well, such as a members-only video or a pre-recorded video. I want to start to try to provide at least 2 pieces of content every day. But again, for those of you that have been following me, I'm still, recovering from a pinched nerve. My constipation is finally done. If you missed my stream from yesterday, check it out. It was pretty interesting. At about the 20-minute mark, I had a sudden urge to have a bowel movement, number 2, and go take a dump, however you want to say it. And it was a pretty good show as well. So if you're looking for some more content, check out my past few streams. I feel they've been pretty well, and you can learn a lot from each one of them to further your success regarding anything you're looking to accomplish. All right, Muttonnuts World says, night all, catch up with everyone later. All right, we just hit 100 views on this stream. 12 likes, thank you so much. 25 in the box. All right, folks, so please, if you're still out there, if you plan on going out later tonight, if you're on the East Coast, it is 8:42 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 5:42 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. It's still early in the entire United States. But regardless of where you're at, please be careful out there. Don't drink and drive. If you can avoid being on the road at all, please avoid going out on the road today. I've got a short drive to see my family, so that's not that big of a deal, but try to avoid getting on the freeway or being on the road for too long, because there are people out there that will push it, and they'll have an extra drink or two, and they say, oh, I'm okay, right? Next thing you know, they cause an accident, and you don't want to be the one, involved in that accident when you had nothing to do with it, okay? So be careful out there. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Happy Independence Day. Take it easy, everyone, and I will see you all tomorrow at some point. Take care. Good night. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. We're out. We're out. Peace out, and watch out for terrorist groups, says Queen. Okay, Queen. That's always a good thing to look out for. Be careful. All right, we're out. Peace out. Later.